Number patterns. Now we are almost coming to the end of these 10-11 questions on input-output patterns. The idea was to make you understand how to find relation between input and output, and I hope by now you know it, right? This is a very easy one for you to do it, so you can just do it before I give you the solution. Question number 10 and 11 are the challenge problems where I'm not giving you the solution, but you need to find one for yourself, right? And you should write down your comments and let me know whether you like it or not. Now, question number 9, complete the table below. So as previous 8 questions, whereas we have very similar table which you can always complete, right? Describe input-output pattern. When I say describe input-output pattern, then I mean how do you get the output from this input? Like input is 1, how do you get 10? Input is 2, how do you get 20? So while I'm explaining you this, you should write down your answers on the sheet and then get ready to see my solution, okay? See, write the pattern rule in 2 different ways. When I say 2 different ways and pattern rule, I am expecting you to write pattern rule of how do you get output from input, right? Or you can also write pattern rule for some junior students, just the output, right? Just the output. So 10, 20, 30, 40, right? Now, find the 10th and the 50th term. So here, this is 4th term. Then you have to write 5th, 6th, 7th. Similarly, you can go on and write 10th and 50th term. Remember, for 50th term, try to use a formula. You just don't want to write 50 terms here in a sequence, right? So be smart. Okay. Now, here are my solutions, right? Complete the table below. So 10, 20, 30, 40. So it goes up by 10. So we can write 50, 60, 70, right? That's so simple. So we just completed output is going up by 10. Describe input-output pattern. So input-output means from input, how do you get the output, right? So I'll say output is equals to how much? 10 times input. Do you see that? 10 times input. So that is how I'm going to describe my input-output pattern, okay? Now, then I have write the pattern rule in 2 different ways. Now I've been very open here. Write which pattern rule. Some are smart students. They're writing pattern rule of inputs, like input is going up by 1 each time, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, pattern rule for output. Output is going up by 10 each time. 10, 20, 30, right? So you could write like that, right? So you could write pattern rules for input, pattern rules for output. You can write for output, for example. So pattern rule for output. You could write, for example, start at 10 and then add 10 each time. So that is the pattern rule of output, right? This is one way of doing it. Now, we can also relate output with input, right? Using this relation. Output is 10 times input. That is also a pattern rule, do you see? Output is 10 times input is a pattern rule. And it helps. You know how it helps? To answer question number D. Find the 10th term. One way to find 10th term is you can go like this. 70, then you can write 8 is 80, 9 is 90, and 10 is 100. So you'll say, well, 10th term is 100, right? So that is one way of doing it. We know output is 10 times input, right? Therefore, for 50th term, we don't have to count 50 times. So for 50th term, it should be 10 times 50. That gives us 500. Do you see that?